Hi, this is Jen from How We End, and you are watching CMS TV.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. Red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Ow!
Yeah. All right, so we do have a lot of news to talk about today, other than me getting cake and chocolates for my birthday.
Yes.
Did you hear the one? I was watching ESPN before the show. Did you hear probably the biggest news?
What is that?
There are people out there saying that it makes sense for the Cavs to reacquire LeBron James.
Oh, well, I don't watch basketball anyway, so go right ahead. But, yeah, that's a terrible idea. The Cavs are, like, close, aren't they?
Yeah. Are you a hoarder? I am not a hoarder at all. No, not even close. No, I'm not a hoarder. I'm a collector.
The Cavs
but
do
not
not need LeBron James.
Would you take LeBron James back?
No.
How close are they? I mean, they had the best record in the NBA this year, at least in the East. And then they end up losing to the Pacers.
But didn't the Thunder won it all, right?
Yeah.
But the Pacers lost by, what, a game? Like seven-game series? So as far as I'm concerned, they're 2 games away from the championship. Didn't
so
they
you would
just
not take LeBron
No,
James
I wouldn't
back.
take LeBron James back. Hell no. Sorry, but that individual... And I'm catching myself from swearing because I really hate LeBron James, but he embarrassed our city. He's not worth being in our city. Screw him. Go to wherever wants him. Nobody's going to want him. That's the problem. Who the hell is going to pay for a 40-year-old plays only half the minutes, making $50 million a year? No one's going to pay that salary.
And that's what the talk was, is that they're saying that there's really not a whole lot of options out there for him. I mean, the Lakers are not going to do the kind of things that he wants them to do because they got to look towards the future. Yeah. And there's really not a whole lot of other teams that are going to give up a lot to give this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's old. And let's not forget, he did force the Lakers to take on his awful, terrible playing son. Is he going to do that when the Lakers cut his son? Because they're going to cut him. The minute they get rid of LeBron James, Bronny is gone. They're not going to keep him. Why would they do that?
Look, but what kind of a story would it be if LeBron and Bronny come back home to Cleveland to finish his career?
It would be wonderful. Screw him. I don't want to make his career any better. I don't care about his story. The best story I could hear about LeBron James is that he was in a fire and died. I hate him.
I hate him too. I'm not saying that it's a good thing. I'm just saying I thought it was kind of odd when I was scrolling through channels and I see that the one guy was saying that it makes sense for him to come back here.
Yeah, you know how awful it would be, dude, to have him. Think about sports talk. As it is, it's bad enough that we get to hear, if you turn on sports talk in this town right now, all you hear is about Shador Sanders and Flacco and Pickett. It's just nonstop quarterback talk on a team that's going to win 3 games. That's bad enough. What will it be like if LeBron comes for one last victory lap? Sports talk will be disgusting.
It'll be awful.
It'll be unlistenable. Just like watching LeBron James play is unlistenable. And let's not forget, this guy screwed this town over twice. 2 different times this guy screwed this town over. Why would you invite that guy back?
I wouldn't, but I know that there are people out there that would.
Yeah, idiots. That's who they are. Idiots that lack self-pride in their location. No, screw him. Let him go play for the Pelicans or something. Let him retire there, jagoff.
That's the other thing I heard. We were talking about the quarterback stuff. The other thing that I heard is that of the quarterback room, of all the 4 quarterbacks, or 5, I guess, that we have,
right?
that the leaders to start our first game of the year, I mean, it's still a ways away, are Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah. Doesn't surprise me. Flacco, Flacco, because Shador's not that good. There's a reason he fell as far as he did. He's not that good. He's slow on the read. He's his release is. I have sort of been paying attention to the Shador Sanders thing, and I see all the videos that people are putting up from practice, and they're like, "Look at how accurate he is," and this and that. Every pass he throws seems to be behind the receivers. Yeah. Like the receivers are having to turn the wrong way to catch the ball. You know, it's like he's not that good, and this is with no defense,
no rush. Nobody even coming after him.
That's I mean,
video.
Go ahead.
Do you remember that video when LeBron was pretending to read a book?
There's about 100 of them out there.
Yeah, there's
LeBron's the only guy I know that only reads 1 page of every book that he picks up. Because every time you see a picture of him reading a book, he's on page 1. The guy's never gotten to page 2. He sucks. Do not bring him back to Cleveland, people. Please do not bring him back to Cleveland.
Can't afford him. He is making $52 million a year. Cavs are capped out. They are capped out.
Good.
But when I was listening to this guy talk, they said that there's a way around it where they'd have to trade or get rid of a lot of people. I mean, they would have to get rid of probably a couple of stars. But they were saying they would keep Mobley, they would keep Mitchell, and then they would have LeBron. And then you'd have to have a cast of characters like Sam Merrill and people like that around him. I mean, I know way too much about this stupid Cavs teams. I don't watch the NBA, but whatever.
Do you really want to? Do you really? And I don't watch the Cavs, so I'm going to talk out of my butt here. And if I'm wrong, tell me, because I really don't watch the team. But Donovan Mitchell is the star, right?
Yeah.
He's like the star here, and he scores 30 points a game or whatever. Do you really think he's going to take being less of the star here for a guy that's 42 years old just because he grew up here? Do you really think that's going to happen?
To try to win a championship? I think anybody would do that. I don't know.
When's the last time LeBron James won a legitimate championship? And don't tell me that stupid in the bubble championship. That doesn't count.
I get it, but
he hasn't won a championship in 10 years.
Yeah, well, the WNBA is coming to town, coming back.
Well, then LeBron has a place to play, or LeBrona.
And one of the players on the Fever, I guess Sophie Cunningham, I guess she's like a teammate of Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
Said something to the effect of, they should really ask the players where they would like to play. and going to Detroit or Cleveland is not one of them. Like, when they actually go play games, they don't want to travel to Cleveland.
Well, that's
and
fine.
I didn't know how to feel about that because I was sitting there going, you horrible, horrible... Nobody wants to watch the WNBA play anyways. And then you're going to talk bad about our town? Then I started thinking, no, she's right. I wouldn't want her to play. What are you going to do?
Well, now that you have this brand new facility be built, maybe they'll put a stadium over or a basketball court by it, too, where they can play.
The WNBA playing in a building like that, like they're going to draw like 8 people.
Yeah, dude, the WNBA. As soon as Caitlin Clark is either hurt so bad that she stinks or just quits this league from being persecuted against, that league goes right back to being forgotten. The WNBA team here, we're going to be the first 2-time loser in WNBA history because we're going to have 2 teams fold from the WNBA.
Yeah, I'm not excited about the WNBA.
I watched like some of the TikTok clips. I love I don't know if you've seen the Angel Reese Bang videos.
No.
But
I
could pull them. I'll pull one up. They're so great. It's basically these guys that just marvel at how bad she is at shooting, and every time she misses a shot, they go bang, and then they just make highlight reels of her sucking. And it's really funny. But outside of that, I still haven't watched any WNBA. Not a minute, and I never will. Why do I care?
I was listening to a senator the other day talking about the Browns getting the money for the stadium and everything. And he said, what's the city of Cleveland worried about? Because the Browns are going to be in Brook Park, whatever, but people are still going to go downtown.
Right.
And then he said, plus, the city of Cleveland's getting a WNBA team. Well, wait a second. That's not going to replace 80,000 downtown for a Browns game. The 4 people that are going to go down to see the WNBA.
Right.
Come on.
No, it's not. Downtown is screwed because of this. I'd like to thank Governor DeWine for that. Yet again, standing up for Cleveland. Total jagoff. He's a jagoff.
Problem with the stadium?
Yes.
Why?
No, not this stadium. The new one.
Why?
Because why are they pay? Why are we paying for it?
We're not. It's $600
Yeah, we are.
No, we are not. The money is not coming from taxpayers. It's coming from the
unclaimed funds. Whose money is that?
Okay.
Not theirs.
You know how much money is in that unclaimed fund?
I don't care how much money it is. It's not theirs.
$4.8 billion.
I saw that announcement and I finally got off my butt and claimed my money. And I'm just waiting for a $2,000 check to come. I had $2,000 sitting out there.
Well, you know what? They have said that if anybody comes to get their money, they're not going to be denied their money.
So far, until there's no money to give them.
They're taking $600 million out of $4.8 billion.
It's still not their money.
Okay, but
if you left your wallet at Triv's restaurant and I found it and took the money out, is that fair?
Okay.
Because you don't know that it's missing.
You know that majority of this money is decades old. I mean, it's not.
Doesn't matter. It's not theirs to take. It's not theirs to keep.
Nobody's going to lose money because of this. Nobody.
And I agree with what Cody is saying. Put that on the screen. The very last one. I totally agree with him. It should be returned to the taxpayers every tax season. Totally agree. Enough of this putting it in a fund that they can make interest off of and that they can steal from. No. It's not their money. To me, it's theft. It's absolute theft that they put it into a government fund. You didn't invest it in the government. You and everybody that's missing that money is missing it from like a bank. Like they closed an account and they forgot to take the final payment.
Whose fault is that?
But it's still not. It's not the government's money to grab. It should be at the bank.
It's unclaimed money. If you're dumb enough to lose your money, that's on you.
But it should still be at the bank. It should be at the bank level. You didn't agree to give it to the government. The government sucks. Why would you give them any?
$4.8 billion of unclaimed funds. It's fine. And nobody's going to miss any of their cash. People can go get their money if they still lost it. Most of these people are probably dead by now anyways.
I still wouldn't give it to them, and I still say that there's no reason that a billion-dollar business needs to take money from anybody else other than their own pocket. Screw them. Nobody helps the small business guy. Nobody's helping Charlie Kalani and just saying, here, man, here's an extra $500,000 to rebuild your garage. Nobody's doing that, but they're going to say, sure, we'll give you a brand new house, or we'll give you a piece of a brand new house there, Cleveland Browns. Screw them.
Hey, pinball wizards and arcade aficionados. Ready for a trip down memory lane, or maybe just a blast into the now? Welcome to Pinball PA, where we've got more than just games. We've got a time machine. With over 420 games, that's 200 plus pinball machines and another 200 plus arcade games, stretching all the way from the 1940s to the latest and greatest. Whether you're here for nostalgia or novelty, we've got you covered. And guess what? No quarters, no tokens. Just pay the admission fee and it's all you can play. Perfect for birthday parties, team building events, or those special educational STEM and STEAM field trips. Need a spot for some spontaneous fun? No reservations are needed. Just come on down to the Hopewell Shopping Center at 2284 Broadhead Road, Suite 10B in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. For more information, check out our site at www.pinballpa.com or give us a ring at 412-423-8532. Pinball PA, where every play is a free play.
You don't think that I agree that the state should be doing more for you? Of course I do. I prefer that they take that $4.8 billion and stop making us pay property taxes. You know, my property taxes are over $7,000 a year now here. Over $7,000 a year is what I'm paying for property taxes for this house. And dude, and then on top of that, I'm paying HOA fees and everything else. I was better off as a renter.
Sure.
Because I'm actually paying more now, and then if something breaks here, I got to pay for it too. So, but somebody's going to say, "Oh, you don't have any equity if you rent." Okay, what's equity doing for me right now, other than I have to pay $7,000 a year or more in property taxes, doing nothing for me? But so I wouldn't be happy if they would do something like that. The $4.8 billion of unclaimed funds that stupid people don't know where their money went.
Well, look, they're giving the Browns $600 million, right?
Yep.
Why don't you give 60,000 small businesses $100,000 and see which one booms the economy more locally?
Okay, well then, you know what I'm going to say? Why do they get it and I don't? I have a regular job and I'm working hard. Why don't you get?
Well, you might benefit from it by getting more pay if there's more money that's thrown at them, at the small business, WHK or whatever, whoever it is that's the actual payer of your salary.
I mean, I don't think that. I mean,
you'll never get me on board with this dumb stadium.
Why? I don't understand. It's going to be an economic boom for the area, no matter what.
Yeah, it's going to price, and it's also going to price actual football fans out of going to games. No,
okay,
sucks.
Okay, but you do understand that still downtown is going to thrive. There's still going to be hotels built. There's still going to be people going to.
No, not downtown. Brook Park's going to thrive.
Oh, come on, Brook Park. People are still going to go downtown.
To what? Pre-game and then be half drunk driving across town?
How about you work on the lakefront since you're going to get that money, since you're not paying for the stadium, you're going to build up the lakefront, like you said. And then when people come to town in Brook Park to go to the football game, they'll go downtown to be on the lakefront and do everything.
They're not going to go downtown. Where do you go after football games? If you go to a football game, where do you go? You go home.
Okay.
So you're not gonna benefit from that. You're certainly not gonna go to another city after a football game in November to hang out on the waterfront.
If we're coming from out of town, you're absolutely going to go see downtown and everything else.
You are going to catch your 8:00 flight that's right there next to the new stadium back out of town.
So let me ask you a question. Other than a couple of bars, like I don't even know what's down there anymore. The couple of bars that guys might go to watch.
I have no idea what's down
to
there.
Sit there downtown. What else is going on? You're talking about the Moody Lot? That's what's an economic boom for downtown during a football season? What? I mean, the 8 bars that are down there? Who cares?
Yeah. Well, then why do we need to move to another place? There's not going to be an economic boom. There's not.
Because there's going to be other stuff going there other than 8 football games.
Is there really? Are we going to get a Super Bowl, Seth? Get out of here.
Maybe.
We're not. It's still Cleveland.
Okay, it's still... So
They're not bringing a Super Bowl to Cleveland.
I guarantee you there's going to be more than 8 football games being played at a...
I'm sure there will be. I'm sure it's going to get all the same work that the IX Center got when it was built.
You know what?
None.
I guarantee you.
Nothing.
You know what? I guarantee you there's going to be some of those festivals that go to other cities that are going to be going to a place like that.
No, there won't be. There will not be, first of all. Second of all, you know what we're going to end up with? A bigger place to have the boat show and the Winnebago show and, the home and garden show. You are not going to get big business to come into this place.
Because you can't do it at the IX Center anymore. You got to go downtown to that crappy convention center. I don't like parking downtown.
No one does.
It's a hellhole downtown. I don't like getting shot downtown.
And you assume the parking's going to be free at this place?
I didn't say it was going to be free. I said it was going to be better. I don't want to walk, that area downtown. Forget about it. No, this will be better for everybody.
No way.
It will be.
No way.
Did you complain when it was the Richfield Coliseum that it wasn't downtown Cleveland?
I don't care if it's downtown Cleveland or not. I'm just saying it's not going to make Brook Park any better. And I don't care if the Dolans doled out, or not the Dolans. Who's the owner of this stupid team now? The Haslams. If the Haslams footed the bill for the place, I have no problem with them moving to Brook Park, to Euclid, to Akron, to Canton. I don't care where they move if they pay their own bill. But I don't think I don't think a billionaire business owner should be getting one freaking penny from us regular folks. Whether it's claimed, unclaimed, sitting in a bank, under a mattress, I don't care where it is. The Haslams aren't due that. We don't need... When Chrysler was here in Twinsburg, no one was paying them to stay here. They paid their own freight. When Ford was a big thing, the stamping plant and all that, we weren't subsidizing Ford to be here. That's my problem with this. Why are we subsidizing it? Why? Because 8 weeks a year we like to go, our team might win. No, screw them.
Again, I think you're being short-sighted. I think it's only 8 weeks a year. I just don't think that's going to be accurate.
I don't care if it's every week of the year. Every week of the year, it's still not going to be enough. You assume, the part that you're assuming is that with increased better facilities, you're going to have increased better politicians to handle it. And you're not. You're still going to have dummies like Mayor Bibb that have ruined Cleveland. And you're going to have those kind of dummies that are just going to have more money to steal.
I agree, and I agree that even the county guy is insane. Believe me, I'm not saying the politicians are going to change. I mean, Cleveland people are stupid. They keep voting the same people in. I mean, they're dumb. And they've done it for years. I mean, they keep voting the same crappy people in all the time, and it's never going to change. But I do think... Come on. God, why are you people insane?
Why not? You're paying for it.
It's not true.
You are. If we being the money that was generated not by the Haslams, if that's 20% of it, then the tickets for anybody that lives in that county should be 20% less.
Okay, well then you...
Because they paid for it.
Then you hypocrites out there that are complaining about this stuff, paying for a new stadium that, one, I do think is going to be an economic boom for not only Brook Park, but for Cleveland and the entire area, because people will come in for it. But anyways, if you guys are complaining about that, then I want every single nickel for years upon years back when I had to pay a tax on my cigarettes and alcohol. Because I drank like a fish and I smoked like crazy, and I want all my money back. Then I wasn't even allowed to smoke in those stadiums. You shouldn't have been paying that money. But you know what? You dumbasses out there voted for it, made me pay, so I want my money back.
But listen to yourself. You're saying that was wrong, but do it again.
No, I'm saying that you people were wrong for forcing me to do it. If that's what you want to do, to be honest,
I voted against. I have always voted against funding millionaires and billionaires for their businesses.
I voted for it because I was willing to pay for what I want in this town.
No,
I'm sad that they made a crappy facility like the Brown Stadium. It's a terrible facility. I mean,
it
it's
is a terrible
cutter,
facility.
Awful stadium. Should have had a dome on it to begin with.
Well, they rushed it. That's what they
Or at
did.
least
They had to
they're
rush it to build it
pushing it.
quickly so they could meet the deadline for the new Browns to come back and suck.
Which is terrible.
That's what they did.
I mean, I guess the baseball field's all right. The Rock or whatever they call it now. I don't even know what it's called. Rocket Arena. I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah.
I guess that's okay. I don't know. I don't go there, but
Nice facility, but still, dude. I don't care if it's the nicest facility in the world. Until they make it that you don't run the risk of being killed to get to it, then it's not. Then it's invaluable to me, or not valuable. I'm with Jim. I'm with Jim on that.
The stadium, I won't be going. So
I'll
what
never
do you,
go.
I mean, look, but you pay for all this stuff to begin with. You know what? You pay for the parks downtown. You pay for all this other garbage.
do?
You don't go do that stuff either, Chris. I mean, so eventually,
Nope.
what do you want? You just want. What do you want to pay for? Nothing.
If I pay for a ticket, my patronage to anything, a restaurant, a sporting facility, a sports team, whatever it is me paying for my desire to go. I don't build their facility. It's up to them to make enough money from the product that they put to fund it, which they have enough money to fund. Why should we pay more? What if you don't watch football at all? Just like you were saying with the alcohol tax and the sin tax. What if you like to drink, but that all went to what? Did that go to the stadium or that went to gambling, right? To the casino? Is that right?
What's the syntax? Syntax with
Yeah.
the stadiums.
Okay, so fine. What if you just are not a sports person? Why should you have to pay that? Why should you have to patronize that when you have zero interest, get zero value from it, and have zero entertainment value from it?
But see, okay, now
It's not your problem.
But now you're getting into a thing you can't get out of, because now what? I don't have any kids anymore at home that are going to be going to schools around Broadview Heights or North Royalton or anything else. So why are my tax dollars going towards schools here?
I agree with that. You shouldn't be paying that.
I don't go downtown to I guess sit on the benches in a new fountain park that they have in the middle of outside of Tower City. Why is my money going to pay for crap like that?
I agree with that too. Why should you?
Who's going to pay for the schools? Who's going to pay for the parks? Who's going to pay for all
People
the stuff
with
that's
kids?
going on? I mean, well, you're not going to get that much money. Then you know what's going to happen? Their property tax is going to go through the roof. I mean,
Maybe.
you want facilities. You want stuff you want good cops that are going to be there. Look, I live in an area that supposedly crime is pretty good. Don't need to have cops called a whole lot. Knock on wood. But I got to pay for them, right? What if I said,
And you
I
do
don't
pay
want my
for 'em
tax
'cause you
dollars
live
going,
there.
but I don't want
Because
my
you
tax
live there.
dollars going to them.
There's a difference. You don't see the
me off
difference
the call
between
list.
police protection
Nope.
and football.
Take me off the call list. If I have a problem, I'll call somebody else or I'll shoot them myself.
But you don't see the difference between paying for protection of your neighborhood and supporting a football team that does not need the money
No, I'm
to
saying
build that stadium.
Under your theory, we should be able to pick and choose what we want to pay for.
Gee, I don't
Whether
know,
we're
mister.
going to
Give me
use it or
3
not.
cents back off my Big Mac because I didn't have onions.
Well, you said that's wrong, right?
I did.
Well, I guess I can't pick and choose what I want to pay for.
And we can't.
And either can you.
And we have to suck it up and deal with the fact that we're getting bent over and railed by the Cleveland Browns, by the Haslams. And what have and here I'll even give a little bit on my stance here. If the Browns in the last 25 years of being in that crappy stadium would have given any potential reason to say, you know what, this team is entertaining, let's reward them for that. Fine. I'd probably back off this stance. But this team has sucked on a level of suck that has never been seen in sports, ever, in any sport, and we're rewarding them with $600 million taxpayer dollars that they haven't earned. They have not given us the value for this stadium. They haven't.
The one time John Drake is not listening to the show, I wish he was. But I was
He would
listening
be
to-
with me on this, I hate to tell you.
I hate to tell you, but he'd be wrong. But I was listening. I hate to say that I was listening to a sports show on my way home today, and they were talking about looking at all the best players that we've had on on all these teams since the Browns came back.
Sure.
Now, if we actually look at the rosters that we've had, with the exception of a couple of years, these teams were good enough to win football games if we had an actual quarterback. We haven't actually had a quarterback in 25 years here. So
which is bad management, which is bad drafting, which is bad hirings at the management level.
If you look at the running backs, if you look at the defenses, if you look at even the wide receivers, we've had a litany of wide receivers that are actually pretty good.
Sure.
But they didn't have anybody to throw the ball to.
I don't disagree.
So we were missing on one player for 25 years, and now you're going to say that nobody got any entertainment since the Browns came back. I know that I've gotten entertainment from going to games, even games that they've lost. It was fun to go to the game. It was fun to be at the stadium. It was fun to eat the food. It was fun to drink the beers. I bought season tickets. They were terrible that year that I got season tickets, and I was able to still go enjoy the game with my wife. We enjoyed being out and doing the thing. Being at the stadium was fun. You got entertainment out of it, lose or not.
And you could do the same thing any Friday night at a high school.
Did people still go to the games?
I understand that they still go to the games.
So
I certainly understand that. But now those people, but you're missing the point. Those people that have gone to those games are no longer going to be able to afford to go to those games.
Okay, that's not true.
It is true. Dude, John, I wish John was on. John Drake is a 20-year season ticket holder. 20 years in the dog pound. They priced him out. They told him that the season ticket cost is going up 3 times. 3 times for his season tickets. That's a hardcore fan that will no longer be at the games. Maybe that's what's going to boom the economy because they'll be at some bar watching the game. Maybe that's how they're going to boom the economy, by pushing everybody to the bars to watch the game because nobody can afford to go to this stupid-ass building.
Dude, I'll bet you right now, and I know that we're still how many years away from that stadium opening up? Years.
4?
Years.
3?
So I guarantee you there will not be one empty seat when that stadium opens. Not
First year, but how about the third year?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see how the team does. But this team has provided.
Well, you just answered my question. Third year, there won't be anybody there.
That's not true. You don't know how this team is going to do.
I most certainly do. Because look at their history.
They have provided enough entertainment for this town that people go down to the games, that go and drink the beers and everything else.
Man, you can believe this all you want.
Plenty of people that will be going to the new stadium.
I know who won't be. Me. I'll never go to that.
You never have gone.
I have gone. I've probably been
You've
to...
probably been to 6 games in your entire life.
No, I've been to like 100 games. I used to go all the time. I used to go to
games.
I've easily been to 100 games.
Year.
Huh?
There's only 80 a year.
I know. I used to go to 2, 3, 4 games a year. I used to be a big fan myself. I just stopped going because it sucked and the team was so bad.
Well, I think there's going to be plenty of people that will enjoy this.
Are you really going to shell out $400 a ticket to go?
Me?
You.
I'm busy buying cookware.
True. and that just popped up right as you
I was going to say, that was good. But it was $40, dude. It wasn't like it was an $800 set of cookware. Hate to sound like a communist, but corporate greed is killing everything. Sports, hobbies, entertainment, bars, it's all dying. Look, I'm not disagreeing with you. Look,
I don't think it's corporate greed, though. I think it's
is
politicians being afraid of the corporations.
It's just not true. I mean, look at even concerts, Chris. Remember back in the day?
I agree.
We had World Series of Rock here. And
sure.
You can get a ticket to go see Zeppelin for like $8. Mm-hmm. I mean, one of the greatest bands of all time. $8, $12 to go see a concert. Now, forget about it. If Zeppelin came back, it would be like $1,500 a ticket to go see them.
Oh, yeah, easy. I do agree on some level corporate greed is part of it. But the bigger part of it is stupid people, stupid fans, and stupid government that just keep saying yes. Somebody has to say no. Somebody has to be the voice of reason to say, I am not feeding you billionaires. I'm not funding you billionaires for your business. I'll support your business if it's good. And we don't do that anymore. Now it's just blindly, well, the Browns have to stay. What if the Browns left? What if they went to Tennessee? Who gives a darn?
I think a lot of people would. I think this town was devastated when they left the first time.
I don't think it'd be that was because they were a good team.
Oh, come on.
They were a playoff team the year they left.
Did they win anything? They didn't win anything.
But they were at least competitive. This team isn't competitive, and it's not going to be competitive.
They've been in the playoffs a couple of times.
You know what? This is going to be literally running a turd through a bronzer. You're going to get a pretty turd, because that's what you're going to have, a beautiful place for a toilet to flush.